Let's go ahead and go over how to graph a basic line in this. So I'm picturing one of the first lines I'm seeing is right here. So let's go ahead and try to get a line to match up with that. So what are we going to do? The first thing I do with the line, why are we going through this is line is one of the most basic things that we've done in math, yet some of us still struggle with how to graph a line, and you really got to see the slope and all of that. So what I've seen some people do is they'll do y equals mx plus b. And I'm not a big fan of this method, but if it works, then go for it. They create the sliders, and they basically adjust the sliders until they get to the spot that they want. They write down these numbers, and then they plug them in for the m and b, and it'll stay there. And that works out perfectly fine if you want to do that. What I normally do is just kind of more the classic way. So I'll start with slope. So our line, let's just go with 1x, and just see what that looks like. So I want it to be parallel to this, or as parallel as I can get it for now. So I need to have a flatter slope. Notice this is a little bit too steep. So if you remember, if you put like a 2 or a 3, it gives you a steeper slope. So let's go with something a little bit flatter there. So that's a little bit flatter, probably a little bit too flat. And that looks pretty good. If you look at this, it's pretty parallel to the bottom part right there. So I want to go ahead and move this down now. So how do I do that? Well, let's change the y-intercept. So -1. Oh, we need to go a little further, so let's try -2. That's a little bit too far. You can try 2.1, but you'll see it'll just keep going further down. So let's try 1.9, 1.8, and now we're pretty close. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in, see if I can get happy with this one. And actually, we're pretty good right there. I would say I want the slope just a little bit more flat, though, so I'm going to go with 0.94. So sometimes you kind of have to come back and adjust the slope once you get it into position. And that's getting pretty close, but now I want to move it up just a little bit. And yes, I know I'm picky. I want a little bit flatter slope. Just because I'm kind of seeing the way I'm going to join this later around the curve there. That's kind of what I'm looking into a little bit more. So that's why, planning for the future there. Granted, I probably should have done something a little bit more curved here. So let's see. So now we need to cut off the domain, or you can cut off the range. It's up to you if you want to use the x or the y values. So for as far as x values go, I got 1.467. I'm going to forget that. That's why I should have written it down. So 1.467. And then I'm going to go to about right here, 2.454. So braces. 1.467 is less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 2. I forgot what it was, 454. Something like that. That was actually pretty good. And so there you go. So that's the line. You can see it's pretty well covers that part of the picture. And you can turn the picture off and on just to make sure that you're happy with that. And it helps as you start getting more functions in there, and you'll see how it's all